It's 1:51 a.m. Just got back from work. I wanted to make a video called The Defense of the Valera 1602 Purificada, because there's a lot of false information about the Purificada, and I wrote some common attacks here that I want to answer. Let me try to make the attacks on the Purificada. Number one that I've heard from people like Salvador Alvarez is, number one, it's a Ruckman Bible because it says Actos and Revelacion. So according to Salvador Alvarez, this Bible here, let me get it. This Bible here is a Ruckman Bible, even though Ruckman does not have anything to do with this Bible, because it says, let me go to it. Go to the table of contents. As you can see here, it says Revelacion instead of Apocalypse. And over here, instead of Hechos, it says Actos. Therefore, according by his logic, it's a Ruckman Bible. Well, it's not that they changed that to Actos and Revelacion to make it sound like the King James. It's just how it has always been in the old Bibles. For example, here I have 1865, Reina Valera 1865, done by Mora and Pratt, who were not Ruckmanites, I can tell you, because Ruckman wasn't even born. Let's go over here. What does it say here? Los actos, the acts. Just drop the book, it's fine. Now I'm gonna go at the end. What does it say right here? Revelacion. Okay. This is the 1865 bilingual Bible. Let me show you the beginning, just in case you guys don't believe me. Ministerios Valera 1865, from local church by publishers. Yeah, it's 1865 Bible. This is not a Ruckman Bible. This is not a Ruckman Bible. Here I have El Nuevo Testamento de Francisco de Encinas. I'm gonna open it up. From 1543. Where does he say at the end? Let's see. Go over here. Says Revelación de San Juan. Well, I guess this guy was a Ruckmanite, right? Yeah, this guy was a Ruckmanite. No. So he says it's a Ruckman Bible because it says Actos and Revelacion. That's not true. Number two, if it's not broken, don't fix it. That's something they like to say. Whenever we talk about palabra, let me get this clear. Palabra versus verbo, and Señor versus Jehová. So one of the things they'll tell you is that if it's not broken, don't fix it. Well, that's assuming that the Spanish Bibles always said verbo, which is not true. They've always said palabra. And that's also assuming that the Spanish Bibles always said Señor. Jehová. That's not true. The first complete Spanish Bible, first person to translate both Old and New Testament together, was Salvador de Reina in 1569. And he chose Jehová. But this is not the first Spanish Bible. Before him, there's, for example, over here, Juan de Valdez. I have his Psalms from 1541. So over here is 1569, Salvador de Reina. You have the Psalms of Juan de Valdez, 1541. What does he choose? Does he put Señor or Jehová? Let's take a look. Okay. Over here, Psalm 1. It says Señor. Señor. We're here. Señor, 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 Señor. Señor, Señor. What, was this guy Ruckmanite too? Huh? This guy was a Ruckmanite? Stupid. Just stupid arguments. Come on. Over here. El Nuevo Testamento de nuestro Redentor y Salvador, Jesucristo. So es traducido de griego en lengua castellana por Francisco de Encinas, dedicado a la Cesarea Majestad. So it's 1543. This is the New Testament, Francisco de Encinas. But the interesting thing here is that he quotes Deuteronomy in his intro. Deuteronomy. You know, where it says, Esto hará el rey cuando estuviere sentado en la silla real de su reino. Escribirá el libro de esta ley en un volumen en presencia de los sacerdotes y levitas. We skip over here. Para que aprenda a temer al Señor Dios suyo. And notice Francisco de Encinas, when he quotes the Old Testament, he put Señor. He didn't put Jehová Dios. And when did this come out? 1543, before Salvador Alvarez in 1569. This guy was not a Ruckmanite. Ruckman wasn't even born. So yeah, that argument doesn't work. Okay. Also, you have I don't have the physical Bible, but there's a complete Old Testament done before Salvador Alvarez called the Valera Bible, and they put Adonai, which is Señor, Lord. So this idea that Spanish Bibles always said Jehová is not true. And the other thing is palabra versus verbo. All right, this is the Francisco de Encinas, 1543. Let's go to John 1 and find out how much of a Ruckmanite this guy was, huh? Let's go to John 1, because this guy was a Ruckmanite. I don't know how to read these. I feel like I'm just figuring it out here. All right, this is easy. This number 1. Capítulo 1. It says, En el principio era la palabra, y la palabra estaba con Dios, y Dios era la palabra. You know what that means? That means you cannot say, if it's not broken, don't fix it. Because that's assuming that the Bible's always said verbo, and that's assuming that the Spanish Bible's always said Jehová. So don't use that argument with me. What's the other thing? Not trying to please gringos is what they say. Yeah, they don't want, they say, oh, we don't put palabra and señor because we're not trying to please the Americans, the gringos, they say. Well, you know what you're basically saying? You're basically saying you're trying to please Spanish speakers who are used to the 1960, who are used to Jehová and verbo. It's not about pleasing the gringos or Spanish speakers, it's about pleasing God. When Jesus quoted Psalm 110, he said, the Lord said unto my Lord. He didn't say, Jehová dijo a mi Señor. So we ought to go the way that Jesus translated things, the way the New Testament did, not the way that pleases Spanish speakers or pleases me or pleases Americans. Oh, by the way, you guys might have noticed that in the new editions of the Purificada, in the table of contents, let me go to it. It's here right now. It has you know, Apocalipsis, Santiago, Hechos. For those that complain about it, it's there now, okay? Look at my RVG. It looks worn out. It's like, I don't know, it's because I use it, because I read it, because, you know, I don't have any disrespect to the RVG. RVG is a good Bible. But when somebody starts attacking Purificada and saying all these lies, you know, then I gotta make this video, you know. I read both, and what I could tell you is Purificada reads better. It reads closer to the King James, and I could prove that, but I could prove that in another video.